Hello everybody and welcome to another one of our training videos. Now in these training videos on leadership, we look at various different aspects of how to be a better leader, how to lead if you're looking to be a leader, what the leadership traits are that you need, what the leadership qualities are that you need to develop, and more importantly, how do you become a more effective leader once you've acquired these different skills. So in my experience, I share what I can around these various topics, and today we're going to focus on getting organized. How to get organized as a leader. Because you see, leadership is not just about what you give out, it's about how you manage that environment that is so close to you, which is organizing yourself. Now let me give you one statistic, or a couple. In the US, in a recent study, 54% of the office workers indicated that they waste time looking for files, documents, information in order to carry out their work. In another study, it was noted that office workers spend about 20% of their time looking for information during the day. That is 1 day a week. 1 day a week that the average person spends looking for information. And I'm not talking about information that is enabling them to do their work, in other words, reports or studies or research and that kind of stuff. This is information that I would classify as non-productive. Non-productive. As a leader, that is incredibly wasteful. As a business, as a company, that is incredibly wasteful. My name is Igwe. I have over 35 years experience working across 5 different markets in Europe, Middle East and Africa, growing, developing and training teams to become successful. If this video speaks to you, then please feel free to like, comment and subscribe to this channel to learn more and review some of the other videos that have been developed. So, organization. It is so important to learn and understand how to organize. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through some points that I think are really important as you start to structure this in your mind. So obviously, it goes without saying, it's not rocket science. One of the first things to do as a leader is to have, whether it's your personal assistant, your PA, virtual assistant, if maybe you're an entrepreneur or you run your own business, virtual assistant, or if you're at a very senior executive level in a company, have your own executive assistant. So these are the people who are going to help you organize, structure and put together the information that is relevant and in a place that you can find fairly easily. Similarly, if there is a team underneath you and different levels, there is often a team personal assistant, a team PA, who kind of manages the pool of other individuals, and he or she will be the one that will have that information put somewhere safe. Now, of course, in something like this, I can't tell you. Everybody has their own unique system that they use. But whether it's cloud, whether it's your internal corporate intranet system, whether it's some digital platform that you use, or even if it's just for those who cannot get rid of paper, it may be paper as well, but then you have to organize and structure your paper in a way in which it is clear and systematic. I very strongly recommend that you regularly review what data and information you have. The reason I say that is because things change and evolve. But beyond that, it's so that you start to train your mind. Because as you review things on a regular basis, which could be monthly, could be every 3 months, you then firstly start to make a map in your mind, in your head, as to where things are. So when you're looking, you do it consciously. And as you look to see where you've put things, what folders, what files, what areas of whether the cloud, intranet, digital, or even just paper, you start to visualize where they are, and it allows you to go quicker to the source of the information that you're looking for. Contact details in particular are very, very important today. We know that emails change, we know people change companies, we know they change their mobile phones, less so today than it was even 5 years ago, but nonetheless, people's contact details change. What I do on a regular basis, because I do all of this, so I'm not telling you to do anything I don't do. But at the same time, you may say to me, well, I'm pretty organized. I don't need to be told how to organize things. That may be true. As you may recall, I'm a civil engineer. I was a civil engineer, and as people keep reminding me, once a civil engineer or an engineer, you're still and always a civil engineer. You can't take that out of me. And I use that simply because as an engineer, I have the ability to think in a structured, clear, concentrated manner. So I can put things together. Engineers, yes, the saying goes, we build things, we take them down, we put them back together. The point is there's a process and there's a system. So I can do it more easily than some other people can. Creative people perhaps are more challenged. I know that because I know some really creative people who've come to me and said, how is it when I ask you for a contact detail, a phone number, or where this is or that is, you know instantly. They have more difficulty doing it than those of us who are engineers, for example. But we're there to support each other and provide insights and abilities. So it's really important to look at all the information, store it in a certain place, take the time to do it. It'll be priceless after that. Once you have a system set up, which is easy for you to manage and understand, then you can at least spend less time searching for information that you may have lost or you don't know where it is. But then there are a couple of other areas which are equally important, and in today's world, perhaps the most challenging. I call them the battleground, and I'm sure nobody is going to dispute the fact that the majority of our information comes through emails or social media. Emails, you can understand that, but then you probably have your business email, one, maybe two personal email addresses. But social media, from WeChat to WhatsApp to LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, instant messaging, Telegram, you name it, it's out there. How do you manage the volume of information that is coming through? Because today, for example, this may be similar for you, a lot of people communicate through WhatsApp. Folders, documents, files, contact details, you name it, it all lands in there. Or if it lands in there and you don't know it's in there, you're going to be struggling to think, oh, did I see it in an email? Maybe I should look through the emails and find that number, or whatever. This is an area that can drown you if you don't get organized. I always look for, and I'll tell you how I do it, I always look for simplicity, clarity, and consistency. By simplicity, I mean make it simple as to where I'm putting the information, whether it's a file, a folder, a document, contact information. I make it as simple as possible for me to understand it. I don't complicate it. I don't need it more complicated than it is. I make sure the folders, when I name them, are very clear. I know what the subject is and why, because some things are a little bit more difficult, but make sure you know where you're going to put things. And then I do it consistently. So consistently means I get an email now, I look, I check, are the contact details still the same? Fine, move on. If it's not, I'll check my phone, see what the information is saying in my mobile phone, maybe in another location where I store my files. I'll look there and just make sure it's all aligned. But I do it regularly, consistently when it comes in, but consistently in terms of time. In closing, a very simple example, taking the email one. If an email comes through to me and I have an attachment, which often for most of us is the case, I take that attachment straight away and I file it in a folder. A folder that means whatever it is, whether it's a topic, the subject, the individual, goes straight in there. I don't think about it. Even if I haven't read the document, I haven't read the email, I just make sure straight away I click on it, download it, put it into a folder, so I don't have to worry about it. And then I have to remember who sent that to me, just in case something is lost. It's about getting a consistent system in place. And once you do that, it makes it so much easier. Some things are more complicated to do. I'll give you a very quick example. I've traveled a lot, as you know, so I've taken photos all over the world, whether it's a Uniqlo store in Shanghai or in Berlin or in Paris. And I wanted to look at how in grouping fashion retailers and brands in a particular folder, how could I do that without duplicating? I don't want to have a Uniqlo folder or a Zara folder or H&M folder duplicated with the locations where I saw them. For me, to be perfectly honest, that was too complicated to do. I didn't do it, but what I did do, and this is the lesson I want to leave you with, is I trained my mind. It's not perfect, but I can visualize what the Uniqlo store in Shanghai looks like, the Uniqlo store in Paris, or in Berlin, or in London. And so when I'm thinking Uniqlo, oh, where did I see that image? And I'll know where to go in the folder where I've already put it. So I don't waste time. The key is to not waste time, to create a smooth path to where you're going. Now, I'm not going to tell you it works 100% of the time, but I do not want to spend 20% of my time or one day a week, or any of my team members for that matter, looking for information. So the key is make it as simple as you can, make it as clear as you can, and whatever you do, do it consistently. But get organized. It is critical to freeing you up to do the really important things, which is generating productive business out of your time. Well, I hope that some of this has spoken to you. If it has, please feel free to like, comment, and share, and of course subscribe to this channel, and we'll meet you again for another training video in the near future. Thank you.